$4 million can fail to make you happier. That sounds absurd, almost insulting, until you look at retirees who already crossed the line. A larger portfolio can buy nicer seats, better hotels, maybe a second home. But after a certain point, it often stops buying peace. Research using the University of Michigan Health and Retirement Study, tracking roughly 20,000 people over age 50, found a strange bend in the curve. Retirement satisfaction rises with wealth, then starts flattening around $4 million to $4.5 million in investable assets. Not because money becomes useless, because the problem changes. The fear of running out gives way to something harder to purchase: health, relationships, purpose, and permission to spend. So the real danger is not saving too little. It is sacrificing years chasing a number that may no longer change your life. And that mistake can cost more than money. Retirement is often treated like a locked door with one magic code. Find the perfect number, hit it, and life opens cleanly. Maybe a calculator once told you $1.8 million, $2 million, or more. Since then, that figure may have followed you like a warning siren. But retirement is not only arithmetic. The deeper question is not, how big can the pile get? The better question is, when does another dollar stop changing my actual life? That question is uncomfortable because it attacks a belief many people carry for decades. More is not always better. Michael Finke's work gives that question real weight. His analysis shows money strongly improves retirement satisfaction at lower and middle wealth levels, but the emotional payoff fades once financial fear is mostly gone. But it rises slowly. That single detail can rewrite an entire retirement plan. Picture two wealth jumps. The first person moves from $250,000 in investable assets to $1.5 million. That is not just a bigger spreadsheet. It can mean fewer sleepless nights, more flexibility, and less panic when markets shake. Now picture another person moving from $4 million to $8 million. The dollar gain is far larger, yet the satisfaction gain is often much smaller. That is the strange math of human happiness. The first jump changes safety. The second may only change style. Economists call this diminishing marginal utility. Each extra dollar usually gives less emotional return than the dollar before it. The first dollars protect your housing, food, medical care, and basic stability. Later dollars might upgrade the hotel room. Those are not equal. At $250,000, a retired household may feel exposed. A market crash can feel personal. A medical bill can feel threatening. A long life can feel financially dangerous. At $750,000, the ground may feel steadier. At $1.5 million, fear can drop sharply. At $3 million, choices expand. Work may become optional. Travel may feel possible. Emergencies may stop feeling like disasters. Then comes the plateau. Around $4 million to $4.5 million in investable assets. The feeling of security often approaches its ceiling. Going beyond that can still improve lifestyle. It may allow luxury travel, a second property, or premium services. But it may not deliver a matching increase in peace. That distinction matters. The research is not saying a person needs $4 million to enjoy retirement. It is not saying happiness ends there. It is saying money stops being the main engine of improvement around that zone for many households. The curve does not crash. It simply stops climbing fast. And once you see that, the retirement target starts to look different. Not like a mountain with one summit. More like a trade. More money on one side, more time, energy, and life on the other. This pattern appears beyond retirement research. In 2010, Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton published a major study on income and emotional well-being. They found daily emotional well-being rose with household income up to about $75,000 per year. In today's dollars, that is roughly $110,000 to $130,000. After that, the link weakened. More recent research from Matthew Killingsworth suggests happiness can continue rising at higher incomes, but the slope becomes smaller. Money still matters, just less dramatically once core pressure is removed. The pattern keeps repeating. Money solves problems in layers.
Layer 1 is survival and safety. Rent, food, healthcare,
Basic transportation, physical security. When these are unstable, money is powerful medicine. A raise or savings buffer can change daily life immediately. Layer 2 is autonomy. This is the ability to leave a cruel boss, refuse a toxic schedule, or rebuild life around your own priorities. That kind of freedom can be priceless, and it often arrives long before $4 million. Layer 3 is comfort and optionality. A better home, travel, the ability to absorb surprises without panic. Many people are really aiming for this stage when they say they want financial freedom. Then comes Layer 4, status and luxury. This is where emotional returns collapse. A luxury car can feel exciting. First-class seats can feel wonderful. A second home can sound like a rival. But the mind adapts faster than people expect. Yesterday's luxury becomes today's normal. At higher wealth levels, the biggest problems usually stop being financial. They become human. A strained marriage, poor health, loneliness, no reason to get up in the morning. A 70-year-old with $2 million, strong health, a close partnership, and meaningful purpose may feel deeply satisfied. Another retiree may hold $12 million and still feel empty if isolated and unwell. That is not poetry. That is behavioral reality. Finke's research points toward 3 major drivers of retirement happiness. The first is financial security, especially feeling safe enough to spend. The second is health. The third is relationships, including marriage quality and social connection. Money is on the list, but it is not the list. And that is where the next trap appears. Because even when people have enough, many still cannot use it. Here is the twist most portfolios hide. The amount of money matters, but the shape of money matters too. A retiree with predictable income may feel richer than someone with a larger account balance. That is because certainty changes behavior. Finke uses a powerful idea, a license to spend. Reliable income can give retirees permission to enjoy what they already built. Social security, pensions, and annuities can feel different from selling investments, even when the math is similar. The brain sees income as safe. It sees principal as sacred. Consider retiree A. They have $3 million invested, no pension, and must manage withdrawals for life. The portfolio could provide about $120,000 per year. Add $65,000 in Social Security for a married couple, and total income reaches about $185,000 annually. On paper, that looks strong. For most retired households, $185,000 a year could support a very comfortable life. But the emotional experience can be different. Each withdrawal may feel like taking bricks from a wall that must never fall. Then the questions begin. What if the market drops 30% next year? What if inflation stays high? What if we live to 95? What if long-term care drains the account? The numbers may say safe. The nervous system says danger. That is why many well-funded retirees underspend. They own the money, but they do not feel allowed to use it. The portfolio is real. The permission is missing. Now consider retiree B. This household has $1.2 million invested, less than half the portfolio of retiree A. But they also receive $8,000 per month from reliable sources like Social Security and a pension. That is $96,000 per year before touching investments. Their portfolio becomes backup, not oxygen. The monthly income arrives whether markets are calm or chaotic. That can make spending feel natural instead of reckless. Behavioral finance calls this mental accounting. People treat income and assets differently, even when they are financially equivalent. $1 from a pension feels spendable. $1 from selling shares feels dangerous. This can reshape retirement. The lesson is not that everyone needs an annuity or pension. The lesson is that income design matters. A partial annuity may create an income floor. Delaying Social Security may raise the monthly benefit. A cash reserve may soften market fear. The goal is not just accumulation. The goal is usable confidence. Financial fear disappears at $500,000 because expenses are low and guaranteed income is strong. For others, it may take $1.5 million. For others, $3 million may be the true comfort point. The right number depends on spending, health, debt, income reliability, and lifestyle. It is personal. But the principle is universal. Beyond safety, money loses power, and that creates the most dangerous retirement question. How much more can I get? It sounds responsible. It sounds disciplined. It sounds like the voice of a serious adult who understands risk. But sometimes it is just fear wearing a suit. The better question is, what will the next milestone actually buy? If it moves you from fear to security, it may be priceless. If it moves you from comfort to slightly more comfort, the trade may be weaker than it looks. Imagine working 5 extra years to grow from $3 million to $4.5 million. You postpone travel. You miss time with family. You remain in a draining job because the spreadsheet still whispers more. And maybe the spreadsheet is not wrong. Maybe the extra money does create more cushion, more options, more status. But life is also compounding. Health compounds. Relationships compound. Purpose compounds. Neglect compounds too. A body unused for adventure may not be ready when the portfolio finally is. A marriage placed on hold may not wait patiently forever. Friendships neglected for one more bonus, one more year, one more milestone may quietly fade. Time has its own interest rate. There comes a point where $1 spent on strength, connection, or meaning may beat $1 added to a portfolio. The hard part is knowing when you cross that line. That is why the $4 million plateau matters. Not because it gives everyone a magic number. Not because it tells you to stop saving. It reveals the shape of the game. Early money buys survival, then stability, then freedom, then comfort. After that, the next dollar may buy something smaller than the life you gave up to earn it. Retirement planning is not about dying with the biggest number. It is about finding when money stops blocking the good life, then finally building that life. Because the richest retirement is not the one with the largest balance. It is the one where money finally stops holding your life hostage. The tragedy is not running out of money. It is running out of life while still trying to feel safe.